You have your power back. Yee! I don't know why I'm doing this, but now you're going to change your life. You have your power back and now you're ready to change your life. But where do you begin? I mean, it is so overwhelming. You hit that reset button, you have all this power and you're like, I don't even know where to go from here. Well, I'm going to try to help you out with that today. I am so incredibly proud of you. You have taken your power back and now you're ready to change your life. But I know it can be totally overwhelming. I know you're probably sitting out there going, I don't even know where to begin, Lonnie. You know, I've started this motion, I've started this wheel going, and I don't know how to drive it. Well, I'm going to give you my steps that I did in the whole rewriting of my story, and hopefully this will give you a guide that you can follow. It will put you in the right direction, and it will help you change your life. Now, if you're just joining us, I'm going to be referencing back to some YouTubes and a TikTok that I did. So to get you caught up, here is the TikTok that I reference, and it's one that I did that just listed how I changed my life after 50. So here that is. Episode 1 was about getting sober, and episode 2 was about taking your power back. Today you're going to start changing your life. And what I need you to do, we've already mentioned this before, is that when you're starting to take your power back, or you're starting to get your sobriety, or you're just starting to make those major plans in life, you need to have a good, healthy life goal. So if you haven't already written one out, you need to write one now. And it doesn't have to be specific. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be a PowerPoint presentation. But just the simple fact of putting it from here to paper makes a huge difference. The hardest step you're going to have to make, and I'm sorry that you're going to have to make this step, but you need to remove any toxic people from your life. You need to have just a clear yes or no column, A or B. You either are with me or you're against me. Because you know what is, and this makes me sad, but sometimes what happens when we have toxic people in our lives, they'll see you making positive changes. They'll see you achieving goals. They'll see you being happy, but they're not. So what they do is they throw little pins into your happiness. They try to weigh you down. They don't want to see you succeed. They could love you immensely, but just this overwhelming jealousy of your freedom, of your changing your life, these toxic people are going to weigh you down. Now, again, I know how difficult this is. I had to do this exact same step myself, but I have to tell you, it is probably it is the best step that you will make. And now I don't mean that you have to, as soon as this YouTube's over, you're gonna be like, okay, delete, and you never speak to these people again. It doesn't have to be that dramatic. But now that you have your power back, you need to set some clear boundaries for these people in your life. Example, if you have a friend who every time you try a new hairstyle or every time that you try a new outfit, they're saying something negative to you, you need to sit down with this friend and you need to be like, hey, listen, this is how your words are making me feel, and you need to stop that. Now, any person who really cares about you is going to hear this and be like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I wasn't trying to make you feel bad. If this person is truly toxic and they continue to do this, then you have no other choice but to remove this person from your life. Again, not fun, but it has to happen. Now, it gets even more complicated when these toxic people are your family. But again, you set the same guidelines. When you say this, it hurts my feelings. If they continue to do that, then you really need to make some tough choices. Either one, you keep them in your life, but you have to keep them at a distance. And you also have to, every time that you are around them or you have any association with them, just kind of armor yourself up and prepare for the toxic environment that you're going into. Or You will have to just be like, I love you dearly. Once you change your toxic ways towards me, we can rekindle our relationship. But until then, I am sorry, I cannot be around you. I know it's not fun. I know it's hard, but again, an extremely important step. So I just told you to get rid of the toxic people in your life. Now I'm going to tell you to get the people back into your life that are good. I know a lot of times if we're in a narcissistic relationship, if we have an addiction, if we're in a really dark place, we push away people that are good to us. We push away people who are a bright light. Sometimes those people push us away because they don't want to see us hurting ourselves. Sometimes other people push those people out of our lives. But whatever it is, with your new power, reach out to these people and start reconnecting. Now, you're never going to be able to get the past back. You're never going to be able to undo what just happened. But you can forge a new future with these people back in your lives. And my suggestion is anytime that you're talking to any of these people, you have to speak to them with complete transparency. You can't hide facts and expect people to forgive you. So sometimes it can be hard because sometimes we have to expose ourselves a little bit more raw than we like to, but it is probably the biggest healing step that you can do to reconnecting to people you've lost. And this actually leads us into our episode that we're going to have tomorrow, and that's reconnecting with your children. So that one is so important, has so many different levels that one just has to be spoken on completely on its own. So that will be tomorrow's episode. You have this new power. You are changing your life. You just kind of have to just make sure that when you are getting rid of people in your life, when you're getting people back in your life, when you're making new life decisions, that you do it wisely. And by that I mean just monitor your own power. So what I'm saying is what I'm envisioning is don't be like the Red Queen in the Alice in Wonderland and just be like, off with her head, off with her head, off with her head. And then all of a sudden you've disassociated with all these people who truly maybe deserve to be in your life. You know, don't make crazy big decisions right away. Just let things start to unfold. I know that this freedom and the power feels really good. And when I first started healing and I first started getting my power back, I would like walk up to strangers in the store and be like, let me tell you how to be happy. And they'd be like, who are you? And I'd be like, it doesn't matter who I am. I have the keys to happiness and I'm going to share them with you. So I had to settle in to who I am, and then just people will see your changes. People will feel your happiness. People will know your energy, and they will come to you. If you have a friend who's in a similar situation with maybe in a relationship that's not so great, and you want to save your friend, by pushing yourself onto them to be like, I changed, so you have to change too, the only thing you're going to do is you're going to push that person away. What I do suggest is being there for that person. If they ask you questions, answer their questions. Lead by example. Show them that you can rebuild your life. And when they're ready, they will come to you and you can just shower all the advice on them that you can, and hopefully they'll get their power back and change their life also. You have to have a conscientious plan with rewards, because you know what, it's no fun just working and not having any rewards for it. And what these rewards can be, now it doesn't have to be monetary, and they don't have to be crazy rewards. They can be simple, like I'm going to work out every day after work, and then on the weekends I'm going to allow myself one snack. There's your reward. I am going to study after work every day. On Friday nights I get to not study, and I'm going to sit down and want to have movie night with my family. It just has to be a mental reward system where you are constantly feeling good about the steps that you are taking. You have to, again, you have to have these rewards. Otherwise, it's just work, and nobody likes to have just work. If you put out there that you're going to go hiking, after you hike for 6 months, give yourself a reward and go to Yosemite and do a hike that you've always wanted to do. Just do something. When you're changing your life, just remember to protect your power, all right? Sometimes it's very easy to be like, I've got all this self-worth and I've of this power, and I am going to hike to the top of that mountain. But maybe it turns out to be physically impossible, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's disappointing. Maybe more things in my life can be disappointing. Don't set yourself up like that. Protect your power. And by that I mean this. I look at my life, my sobriety, my happiness, my energy, my power. I look at it like it's a garden, all right? If you go to plant a garden, you put some seeds in the ground, you go out there, you pull the weeds, you water it, you make sure there's not enough or there's not too much sun, and you let your garden grow. Treat your life the exact same way. Every morning, check in with yourself. How am I feeling? If there's something wrong, just address it immediately. You know what? I'm having a bad day. Okay, Melanie, you're having a bad day. Just have some mashed potatoes, watch Netflix, and tomorrow will be a better day. You know, I protect my energy. If I'm depressed, I will be like, okay, Lonnie, you're a little depressed. Let's sit down and have a cup of tea and talk about it. And I literally have a conversation with myself in my head. Do the same thing for yourself. Lonnie, why are you depressed? I don't know. You know what? I've been putting so much pressure on myself. Okay, well, let's see what you can do to, maybe change some things up and have a little bit more positivity. Hey, that's a really good idea. I'm protecting everything that I have built within myself, because I got to tell you, as soon as any of my energy protection, any of that goes down, I still have addiction sitting there waiting for me. So it is extremely important. Every time you take a step forward, you build yourself a little safe zone and keep yourself super safe. And I'll talk about this more, but you gotta keep yourself safe. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And again, I hope that I have sparked something in you to be like, wow, you know what? She's 57 years old and she's basically started from scratch. And maybe I can do it too. And I'm here to tell you, you can. I am your biggest supporter. If you don't think there's anybody out there telling you you can do it, you know what I'm telling you right now, you can do it. So please just tell yourself the same thing. And as always, if you enjoyed today's episode, please hit the like button, whatever site it's on. And if you'd like to stick around and see what I'm going to talk about next, you can hit subscribe. You can always follow me on any of my social media platforms where I'm either dancing, giving some positivity, talking about sobriety. I'm doing all sorts of fun, showing what I'm wearing, all sorts of fun things on my social media. And I would love to hear your comments. I would love to hear anything that you've experienced or that you would like to talk about next. So until next time, remember, it's your power, it's your energy, it's your life, and you can write it any way you want. So until tomorrow, when we talk about reconnecting with your kids, I'll have to bring my tissues for that one, because you'll see tomorrow. But anyway, I'll see you tomorrow, and take care. Love you guys.